Rockeyez would like to welcome Markus, Alan, Christopher, Miss Crazy. Hey, man, what's up?
Hey, Brian, what's happening, brother?
What's going on? Been listening to the Grip album. That'll be coming out very soon. Amazing CD, brand new lineup besides Chris Jordan. Tell me a little bit about the lineup of the band.
Well, Chris, as you know, and I have been playing together since Miss Crazy 2, even through the freak show stuff and whatnot, and we've just brought the fire back. And yeah, Chris Jordan and I are like the nucleus of what Miss Crazy is now, and I really appreciate former members and what they used to bring to the table, but that was then. And it's kind of like this. I don't think anyone wanted the band to stop playing just because someone left or something. So Chris Jordan's full blown drummer for Miss Crazy. It's great. And then we have Chris Stringari, who actually started playing with us in 2008. He played the live shows that we did for the Miss Crazy 2 album. So he's just been kind of in the lying in the background because he's got another band he plays with also in the Bay Area. And since Miss Crazy has been taking all this time off, he's been kind of keeping his chops up. But yeah, so he's that guy. And then we got brand new guitar player who actually played on a Miss Crazy song that I don't think anyone really knew that he did. Was I'm sure you heard the version of Tear It Down that we did by Def Leppard.
Right.
And that's Craig on guitar on that song.
Cool. He's definitely.
So that's how we knew we kind of wanted to play with him. But we hadn't done anything, since that. Like I said, I did the Freak Show album after that recording of that Tear It Down song, and then Miss Crazy never recorded again. So
wow.
And Craig is amazing, man. I'm so happy that he's playing with us. He's like, nothing against anyone who played in Miss Crazy before, because I love everything that we've done with the players we played with. But this is like, this is going on 2013, and I'm just really stoked on this lineup.
Cool. Tell me a little bit about the release coming up.
Well, it's a brand new album, man. Recorded, the October time, 2012, and it's kind of solidifies everything that we stand for. True hard rock at its finest, man. And it's very heavy. It's very hard rock, even heavy metal at times, and recorded with straight up Marshalls, one side Marshall, other side Marshall, real plain and simple way of doing things, drums, bass, guitar, kind of the AC/DC style way of doing things. One rhythm guitar on left side, guitar on the other side, two different guitar tracks. Not a lot of overdubs. It's basically we recorded it very live, even though it has its mix to it, but yeah, we kicked it out really fast, and we were really stoked, man. I like wrote it in my living room. Chris came out and flew out, and we laid the tracks down, and we just laid them down heavy, man. It came out a lot heavier than I expected it to, but once again, it's just back to the basics, man, not letting hard rock go away. I felt like things were getting a little weird the last couple of years, man. I had to come out with a new album,
Cool. I definitely feel the AC/DC feel in Hail to Bruce Lee, which is a great song. Not my favorite song, but it is one of my favorites. But my favorite track is All About You, which really, really has that Miss Crazy sound, and really what brought the Miss Crazy to the forefront of music these days. Can you tell me anything about that song, All About You?
Yeah, it's really good tune. It's just it's basically about a guy who is basically looks at his girl, and that's what he sees. You know what I mean?
Right.
I've seen it so many times. I've had it at myself, and it's like it's just something that it's very relatable. In everyday life, someone loves somebody like that. It's like, I'll get you what you need, any way that the wind blows, it's all about you.
Great. Yeah, Craig is definitely a notch up in the sound of Miss Crazy. I think he was an excellent choice. I really liked his guitar work on this.
Oh yeah,
this
he's
release.
fabulous, man. I'm like the biggest fan of him because he is like all my favorite guitar players. Like he's just all of that, you know. So like if I were to think of like a guy that I love so much and have him play, I don't really see how he could do as good. I mean, or you know, I don't know. It's just I'm really happy. I love the guy a lot.
I mean, even when I was listening to True Blood, he actually sounds kind of a little bit like Ace Frehley on that track.
Are you kidding me? He loves Ace Frehley.
That's what I thought.
And you know what's a funny thing is that we love, like me, Chris, all of us are such big Kiss fans, man. I mean, me and Chris Stringari dude, I've known Chris since junior high school, okay? So to have somebody in my band that I've known that long, and then Chris Jordan, dude, he loves Kiss, man. Him and I are like Kiss fanatics where we could just talk Kiss for hours. I mean, seriously, it gets really ridiculous sometimes. But, you know, Lawner, he loves Ace Frehley, and he loves Vinnie Vincent. Like, we were just talking about the Creatures album,
right.
You know, because we love Creatures of the Night. We were thinking about covering that, but I don't know. But either way, he totally brings that to this album. Like, I noticed it in certain parts as I'm listening to it. I'm like, whoa, that's kind of Creatures, man.
Right.
Whoa, that's kind of Ace Frehley. And I'm glad you picked up on it because, you know, you're like us. We know Kiss, you know.
Cool. So when is this release coming?
Friday.
Friday,
December 7th.
And where can people get this?
iTunes, worldwide.
Cool.
Anywhere in the world, it's available. There's no excuses.
Right. Will there be a tour?
That depends, man. That depends on how well the record does and what kind of, you know, people we talk to and whatnot. But I know I want to play, man. I've wanted to play for so long. It's just like driving me crazy.
Cool. Back in the day when you did tour, how grueling was that?
There were times where it really sucked, you know, because, you know, we have to look at each other like every day. And then there's those days when you're not playing. And like, you know, we did like 48 shows on that run in those 2 years. I mean, even when we got to you in New Jersey, God, I loved that show. That was a great show. And in the few that we played in Philadelphia and that area, those were already into the 140s, you know what I mean?
Right.
So we were like kind of, you know, used to it and everything, but we realized that we got better. You know, like we were into our 40th show, and we were like, hey, man, we're real good, you know? We were starting to really get it. And you realize how much you suck when you look at some of the video that we never showed anybody from some of the earlier shows on that tour.
Right.
But the you know, loading up your van, going here, because who has the money for a tour bus, right? So you're doing what you're doing, and you're just driving a lot. And myself, I didn't really trust anyone, so I drove a lot, so I was like really tired all the time, but came back to life, you know?
Cool. Now, is music beneficial for you at all?
Yeah, it actually is. I mean, it has been. And that's the strangest thing, man, because I haven't done anything for a long time.
Right.
You know what I mean? I mean, I did Miss Crazy in 2006 and 7 and 2008. And then Freak Show 2009, and shit, it's going on 2013, and now I'm just coming out with an album. So all these years, people just kept buying Can't Get Enough, Miss Crazy 2, Freak Show, the little Markus album I put out there just for the diehards.
Right.
And, you know, I just put out that Cover Me thing, too, with all the cover songs that just actually dropped on iTunes a couple days ago.
Cool.
But, yeah, it's working out to where, you know, it's not like I never had to do a gig or anything, or you know, because I still do production, you know, I record other people and do stuff like that. But it's really, I'm very grateful, you know.
Cool. Are you happy the way everything went down?
As far as
your music career?
No, not really. I mean, I felt that the recession didn't help at all.
Right.
I'm really grateful for those few years that I got to go on tour and do all that stuff before that happened.
Right.
That was a time where I got, depressed, and I moved to Canada and lived back there for a while because that's I'm from originally, and I was just like missing, like, am I going to do another album ever again? I didn't even know, because I was so bummed out over the Freak Show album, not that it wasn't killer and it didn't do well. It was just that because we didn't play any shows.
Right.
And I don't want to get into that whole thing, but it was something that Jeff and I really wanted to do, and we wanted to do it however we were going to do it. We got it together, but some things prevented that from happening. So I was kind of depressed after that.
Right.
I was like, dang, I was so excited about doing that album. My success with Miss Crazy. And, that Freak Show would go out with Chris Jordan on drums, and we would just play, some songs from, all the Miss Crazy hits, Freak Show songs, and then some Cinderella,
Right. Cool.
And it would be a great little thing. We'd run and do all these gigs, and it just never came about. So I got really down and just kind of moved to Canada for a couple of years, and then I moved back to the States, and, I'm here in Hollywood now, and I just thought about it and said, man, what am I doing,
Right. So,
and there wasn't, like I said, there wasn't a lot of great new release. I mean, there was some, but, not, I felt that it was time for Miss Crazy to put out something,
Right. How's the following of the band right now?
It's pretty good. I mean, I have to say it's probably bigger than it was, because everyone that's seen us before and has our music has always stuck real close with us. And I'm looking at the sales of all the music,
right?
And it's just at this very consistent rate, where what I think is that, we have a number of albums, so I think someone maybe gets a song here or two or three, and then they buy another 4 or 5, and this guy tells this person that, and it just keeps spreading around. I mean, there's millions of rockers, man.
Right.
Hundreds of thousands of guys like me and you that are still diehards into it. So there's always new people that fall upon it all the time.
Right.
And it's even if someone gets grip and that's the first one they ever got, they know they got all these other ones and they catch up,
Right.
And I have to say, I mean, I don't know exactly who those people are, but I'm so grateful every time, you get a payment in iTunes and you see the figures and you go, God, who are these people?
Right.
Like every month I ask myself, I go, who are these people?
Uh-huh. Cool.
But they're everywhere, and it's just about now PRing that to everyone that we have a new album, and I think the numbers will be a lot bigger than I expect.
Cool. So what's your main goal going forward?
Is to sell a lot of albums, because hard rock is a real good hard rock is hard to come by, man. And I think every Miss Crazy album that we ever did, even including the Freak Show album I did, stands true to that. And I've never compromised that, and I'm not about to. So, standing forward with this new record, and I just want to get it to the masses. I think things have changed, in the last 3-4 years since the last time I did anything. So media has changed. People have grown up. People that were in college have jobs now. Kids that were in high school then are now in college. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Time has gone by, and people have looked at each other and said, okay, am I going to do this, or am I just thinking I'm going to do this? Because there's bands that are no longer around from 4 years ago.
Right.
That were playing around, and or even when we were on tour, that played with us, or we played with them, or however. And so I'm going to give it a fair shake and see how it is, and I want to please the hard rocker, man. I mean, that's pretty much what Miss Crazy is for,
Cool. Well, in ending, you want to give a plug for the new CD?
Just that it's available on iTunes on Friday, and it's damn good hard rock from Miss Crazy, And if you've liked anything from before or anything that you heard, it's definitely up the alley of the Miss Crazy fan. They're gonna love it. Any true hard rocker would dig the new album.
Cool, cool. Well, congratulations.
Thanks, man.
No problem. I'll talk to you later.
Thanks, brother.
Bye-bye.